Hello, friends. I found something special. I remembered a while back that the Game Grumps read a bunch of Sonic fanfictions, and I wanted to find out exactly which ones they read so that I could do horrible dramatic readings of them for you. But in the process, I found something different. So, Reddit user Epic PokeNerd used an auto-generated program called Talk to Transformer to write what I can only describe as a small novel, and I want to share it with you all because what I've read of this is fascinating. So, Talk to Transformer only generates so much at a time, so this had to be done over and over and over in order to get a full, proper story out of it, and I'll just go into it. Epic PokeNerd explains it a little bit better. So, this is Sonic and Arin's Day Out, a Game Grumps Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction. I just want to share with everyone the novel I made with Talk to Transformer, which was a wild trip. Full disclosure, I changed around some of the audio-generated names so that it would fit what was going on and not completely change the story, since it could only process about half a paragraph at a time. I'll put the initial prompt in the parentheses so you can see what started it all. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy Sonic and Arin's Day Out.
Arin, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while, Sonic the Hedgehog said. Do you feel the same way about me that I do about you?
Arin Hansen stopped in his tracks, unsure of how to respond to the sudden question. What could he possibly say that would make Sonic respond well? He was usually a little too eager to confess everything to his friends, but not here, even if they said he was nice. This was simple enough for him to say, even if it did upset Arin. No, I feel like I should be here with you. Arin shook his head, looking genuinely lost in thought. He trailed off, eyes narrowing. He looked down at his lap. It would be embarrassing to admit this to Sonic, but he did get the feeling that this could be the most painful moment in his life. It had happened so many times already, where the events that had transpired with him had always been too much to bear. Arin sighed, his heart getting lighter, but no joy to it. His hands were sweating as he struggled to keep his eyes open. I'll do it, I promise.
Yeah?
Sonic asked, somewhat surprised by the words coming out of Arin's mouth. Even though Sonic had yet to learn how to hear words coming from Arin, he was able to guess where they were headed, if only because he was able to hear the sound of water streaming down a small chasm. He also knew when Arin was trying to lie down on the floor, and when he was fine. Arin nodded, so Sonic nodded too. Slowly bending over, a layer of cloth around his mouth, he could feel the sweat coming in from the dryness of the desert air. Sonic's eyelids drifted open, and the sunlight shone on Arin's peachy skin, as if he hadn't been shut in the tent for years. Even though Arin's eyes were closed, he let out a wheezy sigh of relief. It felt good to breathe again after all this time. So that's why you didn't go to war and stayed here. It's much better than living in the ruins, isn't it, Sonic? He heard a deep sigh come from Arin. Arin replied with a slightly shaky voice. It's pretty nice up here, really.
It's not all that nice, you know.
A cocky grin floated onto Sonic's face.
It's not just the bars and the stinking ugly booze. You can even actually hear the guy coming.
What?
Because Sonic the Hedgehog can be a dog to people if he feels like it.
Arin's heart skipped a beat when he thought about how close Sonic was to being free to talk to anyone but Arin.
You know, like he is now.
Oh, really? Sonic asked curiously. Arin nodded excitedly.
Where are we going? Titania. It's base. Used to be the northeastern part of the Ark,
Sonic explained, looking around the rough plains of the Ark's red barrenness.
This side was abandoned after the war, but they built a tunnel under it, and it's one we're going to use.
How much further do we have to go? Arin said.
Another 2 hours. Some might be off in the mountains somewhere, but we're pretty close. I don't want any stray mobs from that army watching us. I want us to be able to cross the river.
Some of the orcs will probably be more inclined to follow you into the mountain, but that's the army of the Kohar seems set on sweeping our group out of the city. They're not bound to a city that far away. We need to travel. We can do this. We can do that. We can even muster a strike team in place of him. We have to keep our resolve.
The shaman knows this.
Sonic placed his hands on his hips, bent forward, and raised his gaze back to Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil, how long have you been a ghost?
What? Cyndaquil, appearing for the first time since Round of Scratch, rolled its eyes. My anemia is extremely fragmented. You guys said that you would erase it if you were to tap into it, which you did. To put it simply, my magicka is weak, he said, shrugging. It was almost 2 years since I've been asleep, and I've heard some noise like movement or footsteps, if it hadn't been for the house elf that guards my doors. It's odd, but, Cyndaquil continued, I can hardly hear any creatures outside at all. When I'm away, a dog will often hang around my door. I have a rather odd attachment to my cats anyway. My 3 cats, Betsy, Maleficent, and Golden, are in our pantry, in that safe place next to the stove, where the plate racks stand. The porch cats are in the bedroom.
Enough about cats! Arin exclaimed. Sonic, I have our mission. Are you going to help us or not?
Cyndaquil mumbled. I suppose it would be safer if the sentries noticed something was up, then. He could hear the faint sound of clucking from Arin and Sonic, and all too easily knew he was a very bright person. That's a good point. You've worked on high-level technology since I was a teenager. What if we broke through the barrier and had the control room's power go off? Or anything?
What if we took our glasses off, made a portal, and carried some in from the bathroom, and got him in?
No, of course not. They needed to see me in person, after all. I'm sure my friends would never do anything like that.
Oh, sounds great, said Sonic.
Besides, you can never trust anyone in there, especially the ones you trust with your life. His friends went back inside the bathroom, leaving him alone. He sat there, thinking about his next move. With no one in his room, he could try and just go up to the floor, to the window that he had come through. The doors looked suspiciously like large doors on the side of a ship, he thought. When he was finally able to push them open, the one-way exit that led to the street was blocked off, so he decided to try and scale the scaffolding up to the roof. He did not even have time to imagine how he would do that. He landed with a thud, no more than a couple of meters from the rafters. He had ended up falling into one of the desks on the floor below. As he sat down, he saw a tall man approaching him. "Hey, you!" exclaimed the man.
"Sorry, dude," Arin answered. "Can't talk now."
The man smiled at him and waved for him to follow. He led him to the cellar. It was a big room with wooden floors, large screens, and arched doors. A knight paced around a ring of torches and spears, other knights watching from behind protective shields. A street lamp was suspended above the air between the pillars. On the walls, large paintings of workers with their arms outstretched seemed to cling to the wall where the lamp stood, forming an image of the workers' struggle against the nation and against exploitation. What is the story? On the wall at the top of the stairs, on the upper story, 4 small red candles were still burning, as though the ashes of their wick were shining here and there upon the new walls. We moved down the cobblestones of the street, past St. Joan, to the road up to Port d'Orleans, and after 3 or 4 kilometers, crossed the Champs-Élysées, the Mecca of Paris, which from all our inquiries appears as a massive white behemoth reaching up high. It was nearly 30,000 feet. "Let's go!" shouted Arin. We climbed up the final shoulder of the bridge, crossing a huge number of pedestrians, and reached the hotel. After waiting an hour, a lady I'd befriended from the airport finally came over to us.
"Dude," she said, "it's not that tall."
Arin, who was sweating profusely, finally rested his head back on my shoulder. "It's around 6 feet, he said. "If I have to walk, I'd love to go like 5 feet. Arin's jeans lay draped over his legs, slats of fabric. "Hey," I said, giving him a tight hug. As we trudged along the tarmac, wondering whether the tarmac was designed to support 2 people at the same time, Arin waited anxiously for the tears of relief. "Did that make any sense?" I asked him. "Not at all," he said, and then we were in. "You look better now," Arin said. "Can you still walk?" I didn't really have any idea what we were going to do, although I suspected that one of us was going to turn around and walk back. However, we were already there, and we started a little ways down the path. I mean, we'd been over there before, but it's a new experience to just be out in the wild without much in the way of cover. We'd never been out of the city before, and our focus wasn't on finding landmarks to aid us, but finding a haven. So we spent hours searching the path before our discovery of what the locals called wonderful big cave with a stone bed at its center, which had a potential for shelter. The nearby village was out of town, so we set up camp in the woods, a few hundred meters from the cave. We quickly got acquainted with the local and made our way to the cave. We climbed the 6-meter, 20-foot, rope that linked the cave to the mountainside, after which we proceeded deeper into the cave. We set up the monitors we were using previously and had one more hour of daylight. We were not planning on trying to climb down. Instead, we both spent the first hour or so arranging what gear would be needed to finish our climb, and we both had nothing to bring in, unless you have a sturdy pack. The terrain wasn't quite as steep as previous routes, and we made it through without any serious injury and started packing. Once again, we saw a small herd of wild cattle up ahead and decided to move for the nearby trail. We wound up about 5 to 6 miles further up the mountain when horses were spotted off the trail. It was uneventful up until a vine, some orchards, and a large root got all tangled up with the horse and snagged his forelegs. He worked himself over with the horse a few minutes, but the horse getting worse as it did, it was a bit useless. And then the horse rested at the base of the trail before returning down. I had one of the best journeys of all of my travels, the Adventures of Franklin. I realize that I've been talking for a little over 10 minutes, and I don't know what the hell I just said. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was quite something. You know, I thought it was going to start with, like, Sonic confessing his feelings for Arin, and then it ended on, like, a mountain journey. I still don't know what's going on, but, you know, thanks, Epic Poke Nerd, and Talk to Transformer, because that was an adventure. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm so lost right now. Oh my goodness. I love you all so very much. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store. I'm still confused right now, so, you know, it's a thing. I also have a Discord and my own subreddit, r/Moonhorse Stories, and there's a stream every Saturday. Just check the description below the video. I'm usually better at outros, but my brain is full of fuck right now, so I think I need to go lay down. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.